Uh-huh. Alright. Oh,
Find the
shit.
Dornoff and bring him back here with Fulton Recovery.
Oh no, I've got everything we'll ever need for this build, so we're gonna see if he's right or wrong. The new SkyTube mid-tower case from Montech features improved direct airflow with fine mesh so this one will be a first for me. He's got a EVGA. At this point now, when he got it, he didn't know that this was about to be I don't want to say a relic, but definitely a one for the history books because you're not gonna be able to buy this anymore. But this is a For the Wind 3 Hydrocopper 3080, so it's a pre-installed water block. I don't know how I messed this box up. How the heck? Okay, there we go. Pre-installed water block on there.
And bring him back here with
Got a whole bunch of fittings. He got the JSUS water block like back when it first came out, so this has been sitting in the box for a while. It's even got a lot of dirt on it. That's actually pre-installed dirt. Every JSUS water block comes with the dirty box. EK Coolstream Classic SC360 Rads. He got these direct from EK. They came from Slovenia. He was super shocked at how fast they actually came. Because I remember when he ordered these, he was like, oh my God, they come from Slovenia? That's gonna take forever. And 3 days later, DHL, here they are. I love the fact that they call these classic. Because the new Rads, as you guys have seen with my build, have those covers on the end, which have a little bit of color to them. But he's got two 360 Rads. So, oh, this is slightly different too. Because they have this like indentation on the side here. Kind of a beveled, it's funny, the classic, the true classic, we shouldn't have had that at all. But anyway, full copper Rad, we got two of those. We're gonna go with a bottom mount and a top mount.
Subject confirmed
And then,
onboard helicopter.
let's see. Oh, in terms of fittings and stuff, he went with the Primo Chill SX revolvers. These are the same fittings I used for years, like in all the Skunkworks iterations had the revolvers. We got a whole bunch of XFPC elbows and 90-degree fittings and such. We got some light loop 120s to fill out some fans. I think he
is complete.
currently has some light loops in his current system. Right now he's in the other room pulling out the CPU, which is gonna be a 9900 KS. Let's see. The motherboard is an EVGA Z390 Dark. So this is like already kind of like an EK tribute build. We've got we've got 2 packs of Primo Chill 13mm. These are 13, right? They should be. 13mm, yes. Well, they call it 3/8 ID by 1/2 OD. So we got everything we need here, at least we should need to get this done. Pretty simple. So we're just gonna kind of take you guys along for the ride. Not really a tutorial, not really a fill montage, just sort of kind of talking about it as we go, which is what you guys like. So we gotta start by getting the components ready. While he's pulling the CPU out, he's gonna have to reinstall it inside this motherboard. We'll get the block on here, get the case modded, and we'll do things in somewhat of a logical order. Okay, so I gotta drill out this rivet right here and this rivet right here, because on the back side it won't allow the distro plate to sit flat. That's the only reason I would have to do that.
You're fired.
Make sure you get all those metal shavings out of there. You know, I think Vidspower has really come out with some really nice stuff. They get these really nice machine screws. So that's supposed to be really on the front. So these 3 will be mounting to 1, 2, 3 right there. The 2 that we just drilled out, through just like that, and mount into that. So you have to.
Hi, Ash. Howdy. Holy shit. I lost all my fucking tanks. That destroyed all of my tanks. Motherfucker. Destroyed my Metal Gear. Oh my god. They ripped the head off of it. That's such a pain.
Drill those out not only because it doesn't allow it to sit flat, but because we need it to mount it to it. So let's go ahead and use my iFixit. This is the big iFixit. This is the, let's face it, they're not just friends anymore. Screwdriver. Anyway, try not to touch the acrylic because it can scratch pretty easily and also gets a lot of fingerprints on there. Combat. They've got a tapered head that will fit perfectly in the hole that already exists in the case. See that? Don't over tighten. It's just acrylic. It will crack. Do not over tighten. We get in our minds like, ah, that'd be so tight. No, it doesn't. Just a little bit snug until you feel some resistance. Nice. I love stuff like this because this makes water cooling available to so many more people than otherwise.
That's an AI weapon, the Pupa. It's fast, so be careful. Destroy the treads on the left and right to stop it from doing its punch attack.
That's why I was trying to do district plate in mine, but the thing is, my district plate, my build, it's more of a unit for the 95. So this one is very...
Slide flat to avoid getting hit when it charges.
It gives you that super custom look. Go out and make it yourself.
Destroy the boosters on the left and right. You can stop it from charging at you.
I don't. We're gonna take the lower.
Pull the hatch and climb into the AI
drag this
pod.
out because we are.
You should be able to get in the AI pod. You destroyed the machine gun.
Inlet to the reservoir, fill reservoir, which is the tube or the inlets above the return line, which is nice. You can get all the air out, so you don't have a waterfall effect there. And then this right here is just the drain. Okay, very well.
Pull out all the AI's memory boards.
And then this is
before
our
the pod's
RGB fuel
ejected.
here because there's
The
side light
black memory
RGB
boards are
shining
locked.
across it.
Go after the board
And then we
with
can just run
icons.
this over here with the rest of our lighting, or the rest of our wire management. So this is the Z390
You can
board.
unlock memory boards by destroying the mechanical components that they control. Any boards you remove can be used to build our own AI weapon. Memory boards have different functions according to the icons displayed over. Go
Keep these
ahead and take
covers
whichever ones
very
you
important
want.
when you swap motherboards and stuff, so you want to be able to cover them up. So I'm not going to actually mount down the CPU cooler. I should be doing this technically with his 3080 as well, because even with the water block on it, you can power it up. It'll passive cool just fine. I'm just going to let the weight of this cooler touch the CPU.
Let me get the last purple.
I'm going to do a couple of restarts like this. As normal. Now, I'll show you guys what I saw. Why? So that's what I think we need to incorporate this right now. So let me protect everything here, and we'll take it over to the whatchamahooshit, the microscope. Okay, so this pin right here,
That
you
was
can
an
see how that
unmanned
one's
weapon.
pushed down.
A
and
prototype.
It's like out of
I
alignment.
made it.
That's an easy fix right
There's
there.
no need for a human pilot.
I do reckon that
Snake.
seems pretty close. Just a tiny bit more. Now you can't even tell which one it was. By looking at it. That seems so impossible
Oh, I need
to do until you have a
experts.
microscope. This is already paying for itself.
Good.
All right, moment of truth. Or not. My power button not doing anything. Restart.
Careful.
One restart.
Yeah, he did.
All right, couple things. One, this board is fine. I didn't need to fix that. The 9900KS and this board will BIOS update to work. So as soon as I put a 9900K in there, it worked fine and it posted.
Oh yeah, fuck him.
I just realized that this particular dark motherboard
Nah.
does not have any ARGB headers on it. This is about a generation before they started adding at least one in the 3. So what that means is his
Fuck that guy.
distro plate in there.
To avoid getting hit when it charges.
His GPU would not have been able to have any RGB control. So I've gone ahead and upgraded his motherboard.
Fuck.
I keep at least one motherboard for every generation. I have several D390s.
Did he get Hades updated? I don't know. I was like half paying attention.
Blow the hatch and climb into the AI pod. Should be able to get in the AI pod.
Yeah, it's a pretty popular game. I know it was way popular when it came out, though.
Pull out all the AI's memory boards before the pod's ejected. The black memory boards are locked. Go after the boards with icons over them. You can unlock memory boards by destroying the mechanical components that they control. Any boards you remove can be used to build our own AI weapon. Memory boards have different functions according to the icons displayed over them. Go ahead and take whichever ones you want.
I might as well get all the ones I can.
So we're using that one, and right now you can see this flashing yellow light right here. Right now I'm doing a BIOS
That was an
flashback on it.
unmanned
So the nice thing
weapon.
about the
A
Asus
prototype.
boards and even that EVGA motherboard,
There's no need
BIOS
for it.
flashback. So I don't have to have it posted and running to be able to update the BIOS. So it's updating right now. Then we'll get our bench test going, make sure everything's working. Then we can go forward with the rigid tube build. This is more important because imagine if we had dealt with all of this after putting all the tubes and everything in, and having the CPU socket and everything move with a different motherboard means we'd be bending those tubes again. So it's important to make sure everything's working prior to even starting your rigid tube builds. So as soon as this is done, which will take a couple minutes, it should post for us. All right, the BIOS flashback is done. As you can see, we're posted in the BIOS. And for those of them I've been freaking out that the cooler is literally just sitting on top of the CPU, like it's idling at 27C. So there's your proof that it's fine right there. BIOS flashback is such an amazing tool when it works. So anyway, now we can move forward with the build. So we'll get the CPU block installed. I think maybe we'll just go this way instead of going sideways to make the fittings a little bit easier to access, only because of the fact the logo being sideways would totally trigger me. Had I, like, you know, there's always revisions to every product. So like if we do this again, I would probably make it so this top piece could maybe like logo-wise rotate in some way. That would be neat to have. But again, things you don't really think about until later. So now that we've got the BIOS updated, remember everything on my block is tapped. Standoff or anything on there.
Neutralize the Pupa AI weapon.
Last piece. Installed.
2.5 minutes.
Screw it down until it goes more into where exactly they need to be to get the proper tension on the CPU, not too tight. Okay, so we're going to use the DIM.2 motherboard for the drive, which is kind of convenient because he had a Maximus Gene prior to this, so he wasn't expecting to be able to use it, so we're supposed to use the board to take them out, but now we got to come back in. Anyway, before we do that, we're going to get the motherboard installed. This isn't the ATX board, so it's going to overhang a little bit, but it doesn't look bad, so check it out. See how I routed the RGB under the bracket around the backside of it. So that'll be nice and hidden. Put this in there, you can see
They've okayed the
it
request
overhangs
for support.
here,
They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
but it's still even with that right there. Although it's a little bit bigger than this cable is really shooting for, it'll still be up. So there we go. We got our put in. I'm going to go ahead and put that in now. Here's my move. And I'm going to put in the different all of these easy access higher. Got both of the SSDs on it. And then it also makes it super easy to access if you need to. So that doesn't mean I'm down here on the shooting stuff. So we need to have all of this in mind when it comes to our loop layout. That way we're not. I'm going to go ahead and get the graphics card here for the same reason I just described. Being able to see everything that will possibly interfere. This is the HyperPop 980, which is a little more exciting. Be able to have these days.
Fucking shock attack is what's gonna kill me.
Dirty.
Shock output maximum.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out.
What would I do if it
What?
So as with most things, we get one step forward and two steps back. So we actually had both of them. The problem is the higher graphics card, to get it high enough to clear the rad and the fan on the bottom, puts like the fittings right in front of the CPU. Maybe even screw it. There's two positions. Anyway, so there's that. If I screwed it down one, then the radiator and fans come out. Which kind of didn't even matter because here's another problem. The bits power current distribution cover is just thick enough to where if you try and mount it like this, see these ones, it fits down here, right? But the holes for the mount that are in the bottom don't line up with the rad because it interferes here before going to the hole. Even if that was a problem, you can see right here, this fitting will interfere with that depending on how high. Doing the 90, that's how high it is. The fittings he has, I guarantee you, are going to hit that. So that's like, now, the only way we're going to probably make this work now is to lower this back down, which is but it means now I'm going to have to either
They've okayed the
mount
request for support. They're sending out a
the
cardboard
radiator
box as we speak.
on this side. Then you have this weird like 3 intakes there and 3 exhausts there. And how many fans do you have? So you have no fans on the bottom, which would kind of be okay. But then I already started wiring that using this right here, so I would have to then put the fans on there and then switch to the fans. And then once the fans are there, it's going to be very tight to try to get the pin here and make this crazy turn. We have to wipe it. So weird that you're all kinds of... You know, another thing that could potentially happen here is just not even running the cable. Passive pool. And it is on the bottom.
Shock activated. Maximum.
There's nothing.
Engaging shock.
I'm sort of feeling like the right thing to do here. Let's see which rads I have and see if I have a thick 360. And then to make this area right here look neater, I would probably just take that thing right here and just set it right in there. This only goes to show, no matter how much you pre-plan, no matter how much you go with parts that are quote-unquote designed for, et cetera, something always goes wrong. I think I used to do it like that. He's like, oh, I got everything I need. All right, so update number 562. Got a fat radiator here.
Pull out all the unlocked memory boards.
Problem
Pull out the
is,
memory boards. All the unlocked
when you put it
boards
in
will
here,
have icons over them.
once I put the fans on, it blocks the fill port. You might be able to, because this is going to be the kind of, this is the
Any
kind of
board you remove can be used to
reservoir
build
that you have
our
to
own
use the
AI
squeeze bottle
weapon.
with.
Memory boards have different functions according to the icons displayed
I
over.
got enough room to get at
Go
least
ahead
get
and take
fingers in
whichever
there.
ones you want.
That's slid
If
back
you
as far as
attack
it can
parts
go.
of
If
the
it were like
exterior of the
that,
machine, the
that's
memory
about.
boards that
I think
control
we can
those
actually
parts
use
should
the
light
output
up.
rad. This will
You
be
can
plenty
tell
of
what a
cooling
memory board does by
for
looking at its color when it
the
lights
setup that
up.
we currently have. So I'm gonna get the fans mounted to that. The plug will be perfectly fine in that I use the squeeze bottle with. I'm gonna move I'm gonna move this down all the way to the bottom, as low as I can go, because I would rather just have this sitting. Well, because the fans are there. So what we're probably gonna do now is lower this as low as we can get it with the fan sitting in there, and then we'll 3D print like a, maybe out of the TPU or something, just a little bumper, hold the corner up against the tape. And then because it being made out of TPU, this absorbs vibration because it's not a solid. It's solid because it's TPU. All right, if you guys wanted these long formats, you're getting it. So now we're about to get to the point where we can start bending some tubing. So as you can see here, I've got the bottom fans installed, mounted, cable managed. I had to cable manage all this first because it'd be hard to get through once the graphics card and stuff is in. Front panel connectors are in. RGB for the front panel is connected to the bottom already. I think it's right there, actually. Whatever, I forget. I digress. Okay, so before I put the graphics card in, I gotta plug in the bottom one down there, which will be easy once I remove that and I can get to it right there. Anyway, so here is what we decided. Like I said, I'm going with the 45 mil thick rad on top. This is gonna go up in here like this. I've gone ahead and put the plug in the front so that I can make sure it all clears just fine. But I'm noticing these two plugs right here, that port and that port, line up perfectly with the two ports on the radiator. So all I need are two 90 tubes that come down and plug straight into those, which is pretty convenient. That's obviously the return line, so that'll be the very last part of the loop. So this will be up in there like that. We'll have two tubes that come down, go across the bottom of the rad, so that'll be easy. I'll just take two tubes, do 90-degree bends on them, and then I'll trim each end until they get perfectly to the point to where they line up. As you can see, this is in there. Still technically. That's not a problem. And then from there, once the top is interformed, then I'll work my way down. These two ports right here are going to be for the CPU. So they'll have to come, and then one will probably come up at an angle, and so they'll like come out separately like that and come in here. And then these two right here, since the graphics card is going to be a vertical mount,
God damn it.
In terms of sag support, no. I'm just gonna take this Roman block up from the base. Anyway, I'm just gonna trim it and then shove it right here. See, it's got a lot of this movement that you're seeing. Look at the metal back here. It's actually the metal press. See this way back piece? Knowing that can be wobbling around. That would be getting home and stuff. This is a pretty Alright. I'll start working on that and come back and show you the parts. Alright, so there we go. The return line is in. So I had to use a spacer, which you can't even see it from there. And a double 45, not a double 45 like this. Two 45s to space it down just enough to clear the fan, but also not interfere while it is touching the button. So I tried to do that initially with and now you can see it's going straight into there. So that, in my opinion, is going to be the hardest one. As you see, there's 3 wires. Yes, that wasn't it already. That was it. But the top of that is there. And then now I've already got the 90 bent right here. So I just need to trim this up to the speed or to the size. There. And then we'll be good to go. And now figure out the loophole. So technically it's going to go up here, out of that, into the round. Do a double pass, come back down. So I figured that would personally be the hardest area of the build. Everything else should be fairly straightforward. But I had to use 2 of my fittings and my extender to make it work because, again, Mr. I have everything. Trust me. Like I said, my build is on hold because I didn't have everything. Alright, so the top tubes are in there. As you can see, just a 90-degree bend right here. Technically, it's like a 91-degree bend because it's not perfectly flat coming out of the rad, so I had to match that bend to make this down. And then that one already has the double fitting. That doesn't bother me because it's blocked. It's so far back. We got a little rubber standoff piece down in there now. Now we can But I guess I should go ahead and have the GPU way more solid. Two SATA cables, yeah, two SATA drives.
Fuck.
Top part is done.
They've okayed the request.
The way that's gotta go.
They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Alright, we'll come back and hook it in. Alright, so a lot has happened since the last time. Got the tubing in. As you can see, these wires kind of stuck. The nice thing is we can change these wires out later in the future if he gets extensions or nice. I actually had some Automod Corsair cables for the AXI, HX, and whatever, their power supplies. Unfortunately, only had 2. So it kind of bugs me. This is here, this is here. So I'm taking plastic off the graphics card. I'm a little triggered by the fact that these bends are not perfectly parallel. It's AJ's build, he said he's fine with it. It's at least contrasted by the fact that it's got the red wave right here, so this whole area, I guess, is kind of loose. So that's it, the loop is done. I basically just use the drain down here now. You've got this drain, but if I go to screw it in, it's on the fan.
Attack the AI pod to destroy its hatch. It's an cylindrical structure.
Then we can fill it up, and then I can still get to the wire right here.
Get in the AI pod.
Reservoir combo actually comes with an adapter. You can go from that to like a Molex or whatever, so I can actually do the filling and whatnot without having to run the actual system. And then I'll plug this back into the pump header on the motherboard. This motherboard has a header designed for high amp pumps. This DDC pump can pull a lot more amps than a fan will. But
Pull out all the
man, this, I'm
unlocked
telling you right
memory
now,
boards. Pull out
it
the
is
memory
5:15
boards.
p.m. I started
All
this
the
at 10
unlocked
a.m.
boards will have icons
There was
over
a
them.
lot of things that kind of got in the way in this build, and AJ learned firsthand. Like there's so many things that you probably thought you accounted
Any
for,
board
but
you
then you realize you
remove can be
didn't. I
used
mean, this
to
place
build our
is
own
trash
AI
right now.
weapon.
I went through
Memory
quite a bit of
boards have
tubing.
different functions according to the
My
icons
fittings right here on my
displayed
pump, which I turned 90
Go
degrees, as
ahead,
you can
take
see now
whichever
on the
ones you
pump and the
want.
block. They're
If you
slightly
attack
wider than the
parts on
fittings
the
here, so they
exterior
look like
of
they're
the
going
machine,
apart,
the memory
but
boards that
it
control
doesn't
those
look
parts should
terrible.
light
It
up.
really doesn't.
You can tell what a memory board does by
And I'm
looking
telling
at its
myself that, so I
color
can
when
go
it
ahead
lights
and
up.
finish this one up. I asked him if he's okay with this right here, and he was like, yes, before I even finished the sentence. Part of me thinks he just wants to be done. But yeah, so what I need to do now is get the drain figured out. I need to do the air test where I try and push air through here. There's actually a vacuum pump that you can buy that will pull vacuum through the system, and you can just watch the gauge to see if it leaks. That's how you'll know if you have any leaky fittings. One of these days I'll actually get one of those. They're very handy. You would just use any available port. I could use the drain port before I plug it up, to do that. Don't have one. Anyway, let me get the drain plug in here, and then we'll get the video filling up as long as there's not leaking air anywhere. He gets this called on his own. And then we still have the power supply in the back and his two drives, but this is the bulk of the build. Yes, all the cables are hanging out the back because, that part's easy versus everything else we've done. All right, we're ready to fill it. I've got everything wired in the backside. I've got, I have to power this through, okay, so we have the power plug, we're good there. I have the 24 pin unplugged, and I have the pump plugged in directly from Molex connector. That's gonna get power from the power supply. And then I already did my pressure test through the drain valve and did find that I forgot to put the O-ring on that fitting right there where the tube is, so that would have been a massive leak. Now it holds air, so now we get to do this. And this is where the squeezy bottles really come in handy because there's definitely no way to get a fitting and tubing right there. And this is just the clear fluid, but it is a premix.
This is a
Don't squeeze it
high-risk
too hard,
mission.
it'll come right back out the hole. And once I turn this on, I'm about to turn it back off pretty quickly because it's gonna pull all of that out.
This is a high-risk
All right, here we go. We got pretty good. Pump is just moving very slow because it is a PWM pump. That's not seen PWM circuit. So the PWM pump, when you run it off a power supply and not something with a PWM sense or signal going, some pumps will go full speed when they don't sense PWM because they go, oh no, we don't see anything, so just in case, let's run full speed. Some pumps and their controller go slowest speed, and slowest speed is not enough to fill a system and get all the air out. So, but knowing that there was enough liquid in here to not overheat the system is actually booted right now. It says detect hard drive, which means it's sitting right now in the BIOS. We're gonna have to tell it which hard drive has the bootloader because it's a different motherboard. But we'll get the monitor and stuff up here in a second. So there's no leaks. I'm just kind of moving the system around to try and get as much air. See all the air that just moved through the pump. So I'm just trying to get all the major air bubbles out. You just kind of move it in each direction, hold it there for 5 to 10 seconds.
This is a-
So you stop seeing the air move. Just keep kind of moving around in different directions.
Ah, fuck it.
This one's actually cleaning itself pretty quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and top off the reservoir again and make sure the fill port is plugged when you do that. Otherwise, if you're too close to the top, you'll just leak it everywhere. And then over time, AJ will probably it's RGB on the front, and it has to be programmed. And same with the RAM that's in here. You gotta go to the desktop and get IQ to see all these new devices. If they work, that's part of the light up. So software-wise,
enable the front one because in BIOS or automatic goes and then once it goes to OS. AJ is definitely capable of doing that himself, so we were able to get that up and running.
Oh no. It's gonna piss fire on me.
It's the same chipset, same CPU, just an updated graphics card essentially. No weird machine.
God, this is a fucking spike in difficulty. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, there you go.
I don't think I'm even prepared for
It
this.
is 6:40 p.m. You know, I would say it didn't take me a year to build it. It took me a year to find time to do it. Anybody want me to build a computer? Start putting it down.
It's not often that a system integrator, quite frankly, shocks the shit out of me.
Rocket launcher.
SIs, or system integrators, they're like whiskey or wine. What I mean by that is, you've got your, I got $10 in my wallet, I'll walk into Walmart and grab a, or I can go to like, Chardonnay or something like that. I'm a whiskey drinker, so you can also have
Initializing nuclear launch sequence. Launch angle set.
perfection. There's a huge range, just like SIs, when it comes to the quality of what you're getting. The amount of detail that's gone into it, and the amount of love that it took to create the product. And now, you guys know, I am a huge DIY. I am all about build your own systems. It's easy. Not everyone's all about that, and I'm fine with that. But it's hard to find an SI that is not
Yes.
just about.
I've beaten this game a couple times before, actually. It's just a fucking grind fest. And a lot of the knowledge of this game, since like the 5 years ago I played it, all the knowledge has fucking out of my fucking head. My brain is gonna forget this shit the second I stop playing this game.
Launching the smiles. Launching the smiles. Firing lasers.
I don't even think I have enough resources to beat this fight. Because there's 3 versions of every Metal Gear fight in this fucking game. Yeah, this is the one where you fuck Kaz on the beach. Yes, indeed.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
I haven't unlocked that mission yet. It's technically an Easter egg.
Firing lasers.
Nice. God damn it.
Launching the smiles.
Mold spore, man.
Firing rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Stop her sake. They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Switching to south defense mode. Jump engage. Firing rocket launcher. Firing rocket launcher. Jump engage. Jump engage.
God damn it.
Initializing nuclear launch sequence. Launching
Again?
all sequence. 1 minute to launch.
You've got to stop.
Yeah, just shoot the nuke with missiles. That's a great idea.
Switching to south defense mode. Firing
They've
drone missiles.
okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Launching the smile. Launching the smile. Firing drone missiles. Firing drone missiles. Launching the smiles. Launching the smiles. Jump engage. EM pulse at maximum.
Fuck.
Firing rocket launcher.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
There we go. Holy shit. Cardboard box. Yeah. There's a lot of cardboard boxes in this game, but they're mainly used for fucking multiplayer. And, bro, who the fuck is playing this game besides me?
EM pulse at maximum.
Fuck.
Firing rocket launcher. Charging. Firing drone missiles.
Turn your thing off so I can shoot more rockets at you. Fuck.
Firing drone missiles.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
think I'm gonna play a good Metal Gear game next. How many times have they gone okay on the request for the box? Up. Well, you can do it 10 times before you run out of shit. And I'm only halfway done. How many times how many more of these things do I have? 3. I do not have the resources to finish this fight. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna try. No, don't piss fire at me. God damn it. Well, I should probably play the first Metal Gear Solid game, but I don't have a way to play it on stream. That's why I thought I would play this one that no one cares about.
Use the left stick
Fuck.
to resist. You can do it!
Stop. But I'll figure it out. Shit. Oh, I jumped straight into that missile. No, I didn't buy it on Switch. This is the PS3 port. On the first one? No, I have the original. I still have my PS1 from back in the day. I have no way of recording that though. I think I'm gonna have to buy the fucking Steam edition. Yeah. I still have my PS. Hey. I am old. I'm gonna fucking die. Fuck.
And going back in a nuclear launch
Shit.
stop her snake.
Fuck, where'd it go?
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Why does a robot need to roar? They also had a Devilman game on PS1. I don't know what Devilman is.
Peace Walker before she can launch her nuke.
I've probably heard about it before, but I'm really bad at remembering shit. So.
Firing rocket launcher. 30 seconds to launch.
We're running out of time. It's about to launch. Hurry!
Fuck. Oh no. I'm fucked. Oh, nope, no I'm not.
Defense mode. Jet engaged.
Naval gauge your request for a cardboard box.
An anime from the 70s. Oh yeah, I think I have heard about that actually.
Launching S9.
I don't fucking remember shit about it, but
S9. Launching S9. Launching S9. Launching S9.
go away.
Launching S9. Launching S9. Launching S9. Launching S9. Launching S9. Launching S9. Jet engaged.
I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. Get the fuck up. No! I'm dead. Motherfucker.
What's wrong? What happened? Report your status. Report!
We won, yay. I totally didn't get stomped to death or anything. I don't want to go back on the grind though. I just want to get to the true ending of this game, and I can stop playing it.
Reporting for duty. I'm not done yet! You win!
Huh. Looks like...
I'm gonna recruit this guy, then I gotta go take a piss.
Reporting for duty.
This is how you recruit people, by the way. This is the only way to get, like, decent soldiers. Beat the shit out of them.
You win this one.
The soldiers get better as your heroism goes up. They're not great, but they're better. One's at the bottom of this list.
You're fired.
Look at all. No. Okay, I'll be right back. And you go to take a piss and everyone leaves.
This is a
How much crap can we get out the door per month? Falcon Northwest is arguably one of, if not the longest surviving SI outside of like Dell or HP or any, those kinds of brands. They have built systems for Gaben himself,
Combat.
Jack Black, a bunch of other celebrities apparently. They're like, Jay, you think you work with celebrities? Sit the frick down, bro. But what we have here is a company that is run by actual true enthusiasts. Now SIs, a lot of people just go, well, do it yourself for cheaper. But there's things that with Falcon Northwest, and the more I've taken a look at their products, the more I'm just continuously being slapped upside the head with realization of the level of detail that goes into some of this stuff. There's a lot of things on here that initially had me scratching my head, but the more I sort of played around with this chassis and the more that I've read the documents about why some of the design philosophies go into these chassis make a whole lot of sense. So first and foremost, most system integrators just buy off-the-shelf parts. Usually they have some sort of a direct account with like the manufacturer of the components, whether it be Asus, Corsair, Inwin, whatever, right? They'll get a better price in bulk and buy in bulk, and then they put together their systems, and then they might charge a build fee, and they might charge some sort of a warranty fee or something like that, and they're making pretty low margins per unit, unless they're really overpricing the crap out of the product, which a lot of SIs do. And then it's just no different than building it yourself, other than you have someone you could maybe call for help if they even know what the hell they're talking about. Every single chassis that comes out of Falcon Northwest is designed and manufactured through them. Well, they're not doing their own manufacturing, obviously. They're outsourcing the manufacturing, but the designs are theirs. For instance, the metal on this chassis is 4mm thick aluminum. You will not find any other chassis that is like built to this level of quality. And yeah, there's a lot of people out there imitating their designs, but it's not cost effective for them to do that, for the simple fact that most of these companies are looking at trying to do in stamped steel and other things, and these are completely built and designed by their own. So simple little things. For instance, this is the glass panel right here, and obviously, we can go right to the obvious. Their 3D printing, UV printing level, that's a 3D printing, UV printing is amongst the highest
my God,
quality
that
I've seen.
hurt.
Now there's a lot of brands out there doing UV printing. Nobody is doing it as good as what these panels are. And they set a few examples here. So here's some UV printing on glass. This is actually designed to go on the back. This is my logo. Why would you want to even put glass on the back? Tell me if you've ever seen an SI with that level of cable management and detail. Yeah, and there's little things. Let me give you an example. And oh, by the way, these hinges, they are completely toolless. To take them off, it's a beefy boy. Like, aluminum. Anyway,
let's talk about super simple. This cable initially we thought, oh, they put so much pressure on that, it's weak. No, let me tell you what they did. They know that this cable that they're using is very thick. So they actually heated and twisted the plug so that it actually fits in there with zero pressure against it. Little things like that. That is actually something they intentionally heated and twisted to get it to fit flat. So they're using cable extensions here. I think these are cable mod cable extensions. But you can see we're using factory wiring here. That's all tucked behind here. And then we're using pre-wired SSD cables. So if you're using SATA SSDs, you're using a SATA power plug, you can SATA connector to the board. That's already pre-wired. So if you want to add another drive, boom, there you go. Every build gets a plaque. We covered up my serial number for obvious reasons, but it gets your name on there. So this is mine. So J2 About the Northwest. Yeah, the level of detail in these systems is insane. One of the things that I think is also those designs, it's like how do you open the glass? Believe it or not, on both sides they have this little notch built into the chassis. Just put your finger in there and pop it open. So it's like stupid little things like this that really do add up to an awesome experience. These are magnets, so that this stays always magnets, bitch. So in terms of specs on this guy, we've got some HyperX Fury. We've got a Falcon Northwest branded AIO. I'm not sure who they're working with for their ODM on their AIO, but this is a 280mm variant right here. We even got the Falcon Eye on our fans. These are RGB fans. This is a 14 nanometer plate, so this is a 14th gen. This is actually the get our 14th gen testing. This is clean, fresh, everything, so it makes perfect sense to testing for that. So here's our cables, as you can see, cable cones. Got a nice carbon and black feed going on right there. The board looks like it's a Z796. Hard space board is Indian here, which is kind of nice. To be honest,
What's wrong? Why aren't you responding? Requesting status report.
Neutralize the Cocoon AI weapon. They've okayed the request for support.
those.
Commencing the Nirvana Sky High Function detected.
The shock dislodged the ladder on the side of the treads. You can use that to get on top.
Main cannon loaded.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Commencing area attack.
See the ladder on the turret? Use the ladder.
Laser planet acquired. Laser planet acquired.
Protect the AI block and its way attached. It's the Celestial structure. Hurry up and get in the AI pod.
build. I'm glad they did the 4090 because what I really want to test with this channel is having an up to 600 watt graphics card. This is realistically only be pulling about 480 to 500 watts unless you overclock it. There's some thermal design built into this that I really want to sort of test out.
Pull out all the
In terms of
unlocked memory
SSDs, I think that was a
boards.
4 terabyte on the
Pull out
back.
memory boards. All the unlocked
Can't
boards
tell,
will
didn't
have
see it there.
icons over
And then
them.
I think we have a 2 terabyte NVMe in here. Now let's start with the obvious. Look at this little guy right here. Little NVE loop right here. Everybody's seen the little baby guy.
Any board you
Normally
remove
I've
can
seen these
be
in like
used to build
120s.
our own AI
This is
weapons.
actually intaking
Memory
air.
boards have different
This is
functions according
bringing
to
in
the
air
icons
right here.
on
You
the
might be
screen.
asking yourself, why on
Go ahead,
earth
take whichever one
is
you
that
want.
intaking air? Well,
If
they
you
have
attack
done,
parts on
look,
the
you gotta understand,
exterior of
the
machine,
owner,
memory boards
CEO,
that
and
control
president of the
those
company
parts should light up.
is an aeronautical
You
engineer.
can tell what a memory board
He
does
said that's a
by
fancy
looking at
word
its
for an
color
out of
when it
work
lights
pilot.
up.
But regardless, airflow is kind of important to him. So my first thought was like, why is there no exhaust vent on the top? I thought maybe that would be an option. In fact, I even tried to pop the top off to see if maybe there was a replaceable panel for that. But no, they in the deck they gave me, kind of going through the history of the Talon, they tested it with a vent on the top, and then they found that actually hurt performance of the flow, the airflow, and the thermals of the case. In fact, they even developed a side panel themselves. You can't shoot a thermal camera through it. It'll just show you the temperature of the glass, and that's even if it can read it properly. properly because of the emissivity. It's what they actually came up with. It's really neat. A solid panel here that allowed the camera to be able to see through it to test to see what the thermals were in the products. So they found it was actually more beneficial to have a rear exhaust in direct line with the intake fans. Now, if you had an air cooler here, I don't think they even offer an air cooler version. I could be wrong, but the AIO obviously brings in air through here. And yeah, it is a solid front. We'll talk about this in a sec because right now this would probably preemptively be making Steve roll in his grave. But they have enough thermal data to show this is fine in the way that it's configured. Because one of their quotes was, airflow often reacts differently than what you expect. So just throwing a bunch of mesh on here is not the answer. And that's been an answer for many people who case manufacturers, just put mesh everywhere. But again, if you have mesh everywhere, you have a hard time directing the airflow where you want it. So they've used thermal testing, they've used smoke testing, they've done a lot of prototypes on this chassis. And the last prototype, the iteration was in 2018. So they've been using this chassis now for about 5 years. But what they found was this lower fan obviously can feed air right to the GPU. And yes, I know people were like, but the heat in the thing is gonna blow hot air. Voodoo, I guess, I don't know, because we're gonna see the thermals and you're gonna see yourself. This fan has a direct crossflow to the rear fan, bringing hot air out, because remember, we have a cross-through fan bringing air through the GPU up into this area. So this is responsible for helping push the air this way. This fan is responsible for exhausting it. And then we've got our intake fan on this side right here. If you're not familiar with how the Founders cards work, one, where the heck have you been? This has been around now for the last 2 generations of card. But 2, this is a flow through, and then this is a 90-degree turn. So this fan blows down and then exhausts right here. In fact, they even have this vented so that every bit of the exhaust for the mounting solution, so where the card mounts down actually has heat sink above that, but a lot of chassis have a solid piece of metal right here to block that airflow. So they even came up with this design to let that air out. Otherwise, there's a whole section of heatsink right there that just sits against a piece of metal that does mount. And what I thought was awesome about this is they were fully transparent in saying this fan right here, feeding air to this fan. Now, first of all, my first thoughts were, isn't this just going to cycle hot air through? But they found that it dropped the overall GPU temperature about 2 C by doing this. So it's not a feature that they're like overselling and saying, oh my gosh, look how amazing the airflow is. This is a great design. They're just like, hey, it's a little bit of help. It's a little help to the GPU. Okay. But if you wanted to omit this, you can, because obviously, as you can see, it takes up PCIe slots. So this is something that.
Oh, I fucked up.
But they were fully transparent with like, hey,
I brought shit. That was too good.
Device, an assisted device. Something like a 4090 could use all the cooling it could get, but a 4080 and lower may not need this. Let's see, what else? Oh, so the graphics card is completely tied in. You'll notice there's no sag in this whatsoever. And the reason for that is they're actually utilizing the server mount with an L bracket tied into right here. And you can see this like a cheese plate almost, and that's because of all the different graphics card heights and lengths and stuff. They have to be able to mount all of it, so they have multiple mounting ports. So the graphics card is mounted to the chassis. That sucker's going nowhere. That is never, ever, ever sagging. So depending on the card that goes in here, they obviously have these different slots. That way it can fit in there nicely. So I also think it's interesting that this whole area is just open. It's just open. And there was no direct mention as to why this is, but I have a feeling some of this airflow is designed to get behind the motherboard to help pull the back of the slot, the socket as well, because a lot of heat does generate back here. This case is actually intended to be able to go on carpet with no negative effects. Here's the filter right here for your intake on your power supply. But this whole big area right here gives you quite a bit of a gap between the power supply and any surface you put it on, so that you don't choke off airflow. A la carpet. You would put it down on the carpet. The carpet could.
I didn't want to blow it up.
This is designed to
I wanted to steal it.
Flatten down so that you can still have airflow if you want to put it on carpet. Putting it on a solid surface is probably still a good idea just for tip reasons, but it's obviously pretty solid with this giant. But let's talk about the front, because the front is something I know people are going to be like, that is the worst design. It's solid, and we all know what happens with solid. Well, it's not. There's more to it than that. One, where is it getting its air from? So We have mesh on the side right here. The porosity looks like about 50%. That means the amount of blocked off versus the amount of open. About 50% of it is flow through. The other side is the same thing. The top is completely solid. So on the bottom right here, let me unplug the RGB because this is an RGB panel right here. So the Falcon logo does light up with that. The bottom, as you can see, is open here. So air comes in through the bottom as well. And then we do also have a fan filter in here that is magnetic that you can remove if you want for the purposes of better airflow versus better dust filtration. And as you can see, this chassis does also support up to a 360. I'm kind of surprised they didn't go 360 with the 14900K. But there is a power profile already on this system that Falcon Northwest came up with on basically their own testing and stuff to push as much performance out of the 14900K without pushing out as much. They found that letting the 14900K have unlimited power draw actually yielded lower storage than finding the balance between the airflow, the cooler capability, and the power. So this is about a 120 watt draw, which is quite a bit higher than Intel's like 253 watt performance profile, but 320 watts is where this one is tuned at to give you additional performance. So that's what the front looks like right there. I'm gonna put the filter back on because I feel like doing my testing in the format at which it ships. That goes in the bottom. And then we will see. We're gonna put those claims to the tests. Okay, so a couple things. You can see the RGB lighting. They have a nice tasteful ring on both sides of the fans for their intakes and their exhaust. They've obviously got some RGB here on their logo that is built into this AIO. They're also, I forgot to mention this too, they're using CableMod's new StealthSense 12 volt high power wire. So what this does is it removes the sense wires. The biggest issue with 40 series cards going to a black screen and 100% fan speed is that the cable is slightly loose, and one of those sense wires makes a poor contact during usage, like while it's on. Then that's how it defaults. It just puts your GPU into this like video off state, fans to 100% black screen. You might even still hear sound. Possibly not because the GPU is fixed your sound device, you won't hear it. But this is the new StealthSense wire though, or cable that actually eliminates the sense wires and uses a solid from the sense wire right to the cable. So I just wanted to point that out. What's also really interesting is the fact that these fans in the front right now are really only going about 1100 RPM because it's noise optimized for usage. So as the CPU or CPU use goes up, the fans will also go up. There's a fair amount of airflow right here, and I still have the filters in as well as the front closed. So I kind of want to do a filter in, filter out AV test to see how much the filter might be slowing down some of the air. Anyway, I want to see if there's a major difference there. So I really like to use Cinebench R23 for our thermal testing for CPU. It's a pretty hard test to run, the type of instructions that it is. There are tests that are harder to run, honestly, but it's hard enough where if you have Cinebench R23 for 30 minutes and your CPU isn't sitting throttling to hell, it's a good indicator of how your system's going to perform. It will handle any games or any normal workload without hitting anywhere near the temperatures that it will hit in R23. And also too, the temperature in this room right now is about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And our HVAC system in here is strong enough to where it can keep that all within like 1 degree of that temperature at all times. So with that said, let's see what our first score is without doing a thermal test. Just one run to see what it is, and then we'll see what happens over time. So here's our multi-core run. Our temperature is at 43, 82, 85, 87, 88, 87, 87. Not bad actually. If you look at our hottest score hit 88. And that was a 39,516. It's actually a little bit lower than we typically would see. We're at 320.53 watts. It's probably a lot more. Officially, you can believe it or not, that has a huge impact on score. There's a 40,000 line. So 1,000 points, but those are some software. So as you can see clearly, that will have an effect on the performance side.
But we don't care about the number right now. I care about seeing what happens with the temperatures over time and seeing what happens with our core speeds. Now, the temperature over time should normalize down to a reasonable temperature because the Intel turbo timers and stuff are still in effect here. What that means is the thermal velocity boost will allow the CPU to just go balls to the wall for a certain amount of time, and then it will drop down its wattage availability to keep it without melting itself to death, basically. Standard is 56 seconds. Now it's gonna be lifted up, I think, with this BIOS and the 320 BIOS or the Falcon Northwest profile. That's something that the user can always go in and tune, but as an SI and a pre-built buyer, you probably wouldn't go in and necessarily mess with all of that. So we are testing all the out-of-the-box stuff here. With that said, we'll do a 10-minute test. Here we go. All right, we're ending our 10-minute test. You can see that our package did hit 100C. 2 of our P cores hit 100C, but our score, the last one was a 40,276. And the reason why it came down slightly is as it hit 100C, we did drop down to 5.4 all-core, every now and then 5.3 from 5.6, which is expected behavior for Intel. It also dropped down to 300 watts from 320. That's also part of the turbo timer stuff. But the fact that we still are getting over 40,000, that was a 40,265 right there. And with how quickly our temps are dropping back down once it's all ended. 39, 42, 40. Our E-cores are back down where they belong. The temperature coming out of here is pretty warm, but there's a lot of airflow coming through here. So the next thing I want to do, I'm just curious as to how much the air filter is going to matter on this. I think it's going to matter a bit, actually. I would rather clean my PC more often, have better cooling, than to have to clean it less often and have worse cooling. Because cooling, especially for 13 to 14 gens, directly relates to performance. So I need to let the coolant cool down. So I'm going to pop this filter off. So let's do this. It's actually pretty easy to just cut it off. So I'm going to set this guy, lift it up. There we go. And yes, it's magnetic, but it also has these little tabs I already showed that sort of locks into, so you don't have to get that out of the way. So the radiator's not even that warm. So it cools down pretty quick. And then we're gonna do this again and see. I think what will still happen is it'll still hit 100C on the package, and I think it'll still hit 100C on those 2 cores. But I have a feeling it'll hold our turbo timer a little longer. Because the longer we can keep it cool, the longer we hold those spots. So it's the same boot. You guys can see the same scores are still there. So right now, if I go ahead and just do one multi-core run, I'm gonna have to clear an inmax. I want to see what the score is after one run. There's a 41,119. There's Intel's thermal velocity boost in a nutshell. All right, gonna let it cool down more. Gonna do another 10-minute test and see if I would leave filter on or off. All right, so 1 minute left in the test. You can see the package still hit 100C. It doesn't break towards the end of the test, though. So it was at 98, 100, 98. Only 1 core hit the 100C this time. I say that like, great. This is Intel in 320 watts is a lot. You can see right now, like I said, with the thermal velocity boost and stuff, it drops down to about 300 watts at the beginning of the test. It's actually up slightly from that one. It's like 292 to 300 now. It's 302. So it's actually helped a little bit. Our score right now is a 40,470. So it's a couple hundred points up from where it was. It took longer to drop. It set at like the 40,700 for most of that test after the 56 seconds, and then probably longer than 56 seconds with this profile.
Great.
Once it hit the thermal velocity boost limit, it dropped down to 320, and it took a lot longer for it to get up to the red numbers to show up. So at the end of the day, I probably wouldn't even, I would say the filter's fine to be honest. At that point, you're not giving up really any performance to the filtration staying in there. I know, and we're at 5.4 right now, all 4 with 5.5 are coupled, which is 1 boost cable up from the 5.3 we saw in the previous one. So it's good for about 100 megahertz, and the test just ended. Everything's now dropped down to normal. So you're getting 40,000 points out of a 14,900K with a 280 AIO. It's actually pretty impressive. Normally, I wouldn't even try this in 280. So included, I mentioned this in a previous video, and Falcon Northwest was like, no, 280 is fine. You know, as long as you don't go with the unlimited power profile, which is what like ASUS by default likes to push. A lot of motherboard manufacturers like to just go unlimited, but that's that causes the thermal throttling to hit harder when that happens. So you got to fine tune that, which they've done here with the 320. And that's also pretty much in line with like what Intel sort of recommends as well. Actually, Intel is more conservative than 320. So Falcon Northwest is giving you a little more for your money in terms of the way that they're tuning it. But CPU is only half of the story. What is going to happen right now when we start 3D Mark? I want to see what happens with this NVIDIA fan curve, and then we'll just run like an MSI user profile fan curve with keeps the fans going faster sooner, keep the temps down, and see what happens with our max GPU. So it starts off at 2730, temp jump immediately to 53 at 54. Our fans are turning. I'm not going to open the side cap there, I don't want to interfere with the cooling at all. But the fans are turning now. There's 56, 100% usage, 2715 is already down to boost bin. Power is only at 404, 493. So again, all factory stuff, nothing's adjusted. Let's see where this tops out. This is actually better than I expected. All of our logic throughout the years has been need top exhaust. Heat rises, but we all know any sort of force applies to convection. We know that. Convection is heat rising, right? So the air intaking from the front and the rear exhaust fan here overtakes any convection. 74C with a stock fan curve. We only dropped 30 megahertz, so from 2730 down to 2700. It's 2 boost bins for 120 watts. That's actually really, really, really good. I'm going to leave it under load right now, and I want to see if by changing to the user profile and maxing
Come on,
out the
spawn
power
more
limit and
fucking
stuff,
guys already. Jesus
if
Christ.
that'll actually bring the temperature down. We came up a boost bin after about 2 more minutes. It dropped to 69, back up to 70, but I flawed the test right now.
I could
by
fucking finish
adding
this
more
fight
power
right
to
now,
it.
but
If I'm doing AV, I've
nah.
got to go back
I need it. I need the BTR.
here and apply that so that everything is exactly the same as it was. Just moving sliders
Thank
to
you.
max, just like
Jesus
the CPU and
Christ.
GPU, is not always the best idea. Now we'll let it go. So you can see the temp came down. So here's where it was like 74.25. Well, 74 really. 75 right there when I uploaded it, brought it back down. 68, 69. Power usage at 100. Power speeds. We went up to 2715 right here for a little bit. Then you can see we dropped back down to 2700. You can see our fan speed hasn't started to curve down. One of the differences here is the fact that speeding air through the GPU faster doesn't help if we are not exchanging the heat or the air going through the case faster as well. If the GPU fan speed goes up and more air is cycling through the GPU, we've got to up the chassis fan flow to also get that hotter air out. So realistically, what I would have had to have done is then go into like Fan Expert, go into ASUS, and then have like a GPU profile that almost like a hotkey that I can enable and be like, okay, we're under gaming load, hotkey, ramp it up to get max temps. But again, for out of the box temperatures though, with like factory fan curve and stuff, it's surprisingly well. It goes back down to 48 right here. The noise is completely gone. And it wasn't that much of a benefit. So here's the thing, it's like one of the things that Kelt said, and Kelt's the CEO and president of Falcon Northwest, he says, air often doesn't do what you think it's gonna do. And that's exactly what I just experienced right here. I never would have imagined a case like this with a 4090 in it and a 14900K with a single exhaust fan would be able to keep itself in reasonable like temperatures and performance. Like even with the 280 in the front, bringing air in, a single 120 exhaust to me, I would have been like, that is just a death sentence. But as you can see, it's not. I mean, I'd love to see 100C come down. Now, we would see the 100C come down if we did not do the overclock, because essentially what we have done is overclocked the power limit going to the CPU by having the Falcon Northwest profile. And now they also fully support their system for life. I want to point this out right now. When it comes to things that they don't promote enough, it's their warranty. You can find instance after instance of buyers and consumers online with Falcon Northwest just praising their online customer support. So here's what you get. This is where the SIs separate each other, big time. You get unlimited lifetime technical support. As long as you own this system, they will support it. Even if it is 10 years down the road and it is super out of date. In fact, one of their quotes is, they are still supporting systems that are older than other SIs have been in business. They have 1 year
Neutralize the enemy troops.
overnight two-way shipping. So what that means is, let's say something happened with this system, and it needed to be like, warranty-wise in that first year, you got to send it over to them. They will overnight it. Their warranty will cover the overnight shipping to them, and then they will overnight it back to you. So there's only 2 days worth of transit time, which is insane. Now, how many times have you guys heard about warranties where they're like, well, I had to pay to ship it to them, and I had to pay to get it back? That is, I feel like warranty should also include we stand by our product. That includes getting our product back to fix when something went wrong. So that's for 1 year, and then you get 3-year warranty on parts and labor and all that sort of stuff. 3 years. I guarantee you won't find another SI that has that level of support. But they've clearly gone through here and thought things through, and it's obviously working. So huge thank you to Falcon Northwest for sending us this talent to take a look at. Fun fact, they've been asking me for a year to take a look at their talent. Now we'll get to it. And then eventually, after looking at their tiki, which you guys know now is this thing that I built, the Jessamante, all our 3D printing projects to make the tiki. This is very heavy. If you can't tell by my arm right now, this is very heavy. I had a lot of fun with that. We also took a look at the frag box. Remember that thing that's got the handle on top? That's actually their longest running chassis. They've had that one since like early 2000s. But I'm glad I finally took a look at it. I never would have imagined this level of hardware in a chassis this size would perform as well as it is. I just looked at this and been like, this is a nightmare in terms of cooling, but clearly it's not. All right, guys, check out the link down below to Falcon Northwest. I'm hugely impressed with what they've been doing out there. It's hard to be impressed these days, I think. I think we're all just so jaded and negative about so many things. But to see an SI that's doing enthusiast level stuff to the minute details of like heating a SATA cable and twisting it, to finger hole for opening up your side panel, to bracket the whole GPU, you know, all of it. Just, all right, I've babbled on enough. Falcon Northwest, link down below. Talon.
unfortunately.
Oh
my god, they're already starting with music.
I'm sorry. What? We're literally starting off with we're burning puppies because we're evil.
I have to assume they're like mutants and dying or something? What the fuck? How are we starting with this?
Hold on, what did that thing say? The sign above the incinerator. What did it say? It said incinerate puppies something. Incinerate newborns weighing less than 10 ounces.
Oh, so they literally are just burning puppies.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the hell is this? I don't know. I can't get over that burning puppies thing. What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Because, like, even in Fallout, you know, in the actual games, they didn't just, like, randomly kill animals, you know? Like, even if they weren't, like, perfect or however, you know, like... So that's the thing about Fallout. They didn't just randomly kill people and animals. They actually tried to, like, do stuff with them, where even if they were, like, deformed or something, they would still keep them around. They probably wouldn't sell them. You know, they didn't just, like, murder them because they're fucking evil. They didn't go, yes, we incinerate puppies for being literally, like, 10 ounces underweight.
Or less than 10 ounces. This is the Enclave, though, so it makes sense that they're horrible evil bad guys who burn puppies.
Are they Enclave? How do you know that? How do you know they're Enclave?
Because he's the escaped Enclave scientist they mentioned in the previous episode.
I don't know what they're mentioning here, man.
Well, they said there is an escaped Enclave guy they're looking for. And it was his picture that they were sharing.
I must have been so fucking out of it. I didn't hear that.
I also didn't include it in the video because there's pretty much no flavor. So yeah, our literal introduction to the Enclave is, oh look at the naked. I mean, yeah, the Enclave are bad guys. I never got the impression the Enclave would literally just burn.
Yeah. This just feels like you need to set up how evil they are, so let's just do, like, the most cartoonishly evil shit we can to show that they're evil.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's fucking stupid. Yeah, it makes sense that this is Enclave, because I was gonna say, if this was, like, normal Fallout, and they, like I said, they usually will, like, let those things live. You know, if there's something wrong with them, they'll still usually let them live. Or they'd eat them, because they needed food.
Yeah.
It's literally like a thing that they would eat cats in what, Fallout 1? They mentioned that? They would eat the cats?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is such a strange choice of music, too, for this. Like, it just doesn't...
We have to use the music from the games because it's not
But why couldn't they use it in places where it makes sense?
I don't
like
know.
Here, I don't even think they... Here, I don't even think they should be playing oldies music at all. I think they should be playing something a little bit more tense or mysterious.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to play this particular song, why not play it over something where it makes sense? Or, like, if you wanted to play an oldie song over this, why not get a song that actually kind of fits with what's happening? And we're not doing that. It's just random. It's completely fucking random. It's just there because, well, it's from the games and we have to make this look somewhat like... It literally just feels like we have to plaster the music from the games all over the show at random, or else people won't know that this is Fallout, because it's clearly not Fallout.
Yeah, it's really fucking annoying, and I feel like this is just going to go on for the entire series at this point.
It probably will.
You could swap this song out for pretty much any other song in Fallout 3 and 4, aside from maybe Butcher Box. That's probably literally the one they'll be like, yeah, we should use that for an actual combat scene. But like, what may be here? But I don't want to set the world on fire. But Oh god, what's that one where, Wonderful Guy, what a wonderful guy he is from Fallout 3. And it's just the same. It just feels completely out of place. Or, the one I really like, Anything Goes. Literally just have that play over this and it would be no different than what we actually have.
Yeah, it's just random. It's literally just, well, it's almost like they're taking like a dart and they're throwing it fucking song with concert on a dartboard and they're like, this song for this. It's literally how it feels, because there's nothing connecting it to what's actually happening at all. Oh, really?
I feel like ice with that really fuck you up. That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah. Weird you could see the glow with it. It looked like it went pretty deep in there. It shouldn't be like right at the edge of the skin.
Yeah.
Weird that you could see the glow. I mean, I guess they had to show that he put it in there, but still, that's weird.
I mean, the implication from everything we saw leading up to that would have been like, yeah, the side effects.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be something like, oh, they're coming, I need to like close this before they get here. No, he's just in there. He's just in the fucking room.
First of all, how did he not notice this guy enter? What's with the weird fucking, like, I'm gonna raise my hand and slightly point at the alarm thing? Like, what the fuck was that?
Breathe.
Neutralize that tank unit. You can do it.
Oh, right, this scene. God.
Yeah.
I forgot about this.
They haven't seen you yet. Perfect.
Where he walks...
Now's your chance.
I shouldn't say walks, he kind of jogs slowly away from the turret fire, and it looks like, no, it should be shredding him.
Yeah, he should absolutely be getting hit here.
Maybe they fixed it from the time when they showed the trailer, but I doubt it.
Please, they didn't even fix the Cyclops. Like, they're not gonna fix this.
Why are you standing there?
Yeah, what the fuck? Why are you, like, standing?
Come on! It's hitting the tree! No! It's hitting the tree directly in front of him, and he's just kind of like... I can't even call it jogging. It's like brisk walking. You're supposed to outrun briskly walking.
Yeah, this is bullshit. Come on, he should be fucking dead. It does! It crosses his path! Ow! No, fuck off.
No, there's a 0% chance that when you fire that many bullets at a slow-moving target, you're gonna miss. It hit literally everything except for hitting the dog.
That's bullshit. One of those should have hit at the very least. He should have been split in half. That was insane.
Yeah. So again, people are crazy.
Oh shit, and lazy. It's so fucking lazy. You couldn't have gotten like a stunt double to like run for him? Something?
What the fuck
You couldn't have done a second take?
What the fuck is the point in having a turret there? If briskly moving forwards and you're just immune to the bullets. They'll never hit you if you walk briskly. He wasn't running. Even someone running for a bolt, I wouldn't expect to cover that much distance without getting hit. Like, maybe if they're close to a corner and they just fucking go all out to get us around the corner out of line of sight, maybe. But crossing that entire area, no. I'm sorry, the point of an automated turret is that it will get people from moving in an area.
Yeah, if he was running like at an actual running speed and he started doing it the moment that it was coming out because he realized what it was, and it still took like that amount of time to run, like, you know, spin up and start shooting, maybe if he had like by the time, you know, it had actually started firing, he was like, almost to the corner, and it was still like,
Yeah.
you know, trying to get to the point where it was following him, and he turns the corner before it reached him. Okay, it didn't do that though. It starts shooting behind him, crosses in front of him, like it clearly gets to the point where it's on him, crosses in front of him where he would be running into the bullets, and it's just on him the whole time that he's running.
Yeah.
After that, and it's like, what the fuck?
It also doesn't help that he just stands there like a fucking goober, like, oh no.
Yeah. Oh, a fucking turret is popping up? Oh, that can't possibly be for me. Like, what? You know that's for you. Fucking start running. Don't just be there like, run.
There's also the fact that you can see bullets somehow sparking off of the like bushes and trees in front of, like in between him and the turret. It's like, I'm sorry, but no. That's not how that works. Isn't it cool they did something unique to the logo? Different title cards for each episode. Those were cool because the show was actually good. Oh my god. I'm gonna fucking break something if I hear another random fucking oldie song come in for no reason.
Immediately right into another oldie song, just blaring over everything, because that we have to have all these fucking songs playing over everything. We can never just have a quiet moment.
Just to make it clear to anyone watching this, we are just under 6 minutes in, and this is our second oldie song. And they played pretty much the entire song last time. I just can't help think of an alternate version of this show. First of all, it's good, but like, imagine our Vault Dweller out and about in the wasteland now, and you have either tracks from the game or tracks similar to those from the original games playing in the background. Like I referenced City of the Dead last time. Just imagine some of the other tracks for that Wasteland Exploring and Fallout 1 and 2 playing as they're going through the stuff. Because that's part of like establishing the atmosphere so well in the original was. That's gotta be the leader. Like, can you take him down? This non-traditional soundtrack where it is emphasis on the dark tone of the world with the series. And it I can't say it helps about like being a loneliness in isolation.
Yeah, when I think Fallout music, I don't think of the fucking oldies they play in the Bethesda games on the radio. I think of the like industrial, like siren type music that they play in like 1, 2. They reuse some of those in New Vegas. They also have some new ones in New Vegas. Even 3. Like, I wouldn't consider it like industrial or anything, but like it had somber music.
Yeah.
Mission complete.
Hello, Mr. Clay.
Like the ambient tracks actually were pretty decent.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind hearing the Fallout 3 ambient track here. No, it all has to be these fucking oldie songs from the radio. It's not Fallout. This just isn't Fallout. There's no atmosphere.
And this is one of the things that bugs me about Bethesda Fallout 2 is the oldie songs in the first 2 games were only in the
God
opening.
damn.
You got maybe in Fallout 1 for its like opening cinematic thing, and then you got Kiss to Build a Dream On in Fallout 2 for their opening cinematic. And that was the only time you heard those songs. The rest of the time, it was the somber industrial music that you were talking about. I don't mind the existence of the radio in Fallout 3 and 4. I actually quite like that as an addition. The problem is that people have taken that to meaning that, oh, this is all Fallout should be like have for music now. Where it's like, oh yeah, it's just oldies all the time now. It's music from the 40s and 50s non-stop.
It'd be one thing if there was like a scene where like, oh, the radio is playing, and this is what they're playing, and we're gonna like, you know, have like a zoom in or something on the radio, and then have the song get louder and everything else become muffled, and then have that play over the scene. You know, kind of like, you know, just something to build the scene. And then when you're not, you know, next to a radio, don't play fucking oldies music all the time. Play the actual soundtrack of Fallout. Play the industrial stuff. Play the siren stuff. Play even the orchestral stuff from fucking Fallout 3. Just play the somber, creepy stuff. That's what Fallout is. That is the actual Fallout music. The stuff on the radio is just that. It's songs on a radio. It's not the actual, like...
soundtrack of
it's
the
not
world.
the actual... Yeah, it's not the actual soundtrack of the world. And I hate that that's all they've made it now.
Yeah.
Like, there is no soundtrack anymore. It's literally just... It's just oldie songs.
Yeah, if you knew nothing about the first two games, you would assume they were the fucking same as Fallout 3 and 4, which just oldies all the time. It's not. I hate that they're doing it here.
God. I want to take this scene, like, the moment that this scene starts to maybe, like, right at the end of that where, you know, it did that pan out, and just replace the music with something from Fallout 1 or 2.
I can
and see how...
I can edit that into the version of this video, like, right after that as a comparison.
I think you should, just so we can do, like, a comparison and be like, this is what the show is doing, here's what it would actually sound like if it was actually playing the Fallout OST, and how much it would improve the scene.
Especially the scene here of her wandering through this, like, abandoned town. I feel like one of the tracks would fit in really well depending on how this goes. I'm gonna nitpick. I don't think a skeleton 220 years later would have any hair left. Especially when the rest of the flesh is gone.
Yeah, especially when it's exposed to like the air and sand, which would be blasting it constantly. Nah, I shouldn't have hair. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's kind of a nitpick to me, but it is annoying.
It's one of those things that stands out to me like, oh, that's kind of dumb. Why is that there? It doesn't ruin the entire show. But it's like,
It's very strange that they even bothered to do that.
But Bacon,
especially when
we got some in the last episode, and we're getting some here. We're getting environmental storytelling skeletons.
God, I hate that. I hate that. That's probably gonna be like the deepest fucking storytelling we get in here too. Is gonna be fucking, oh look, skeletons, and they died somehow.
We know how they died. There's a bottle of poison on the table here. They killed themselves because of the nuke. And their children.
I don't know. I feel like by the time that you would see nukes going off, I feel like poison wouldn't kill you fast enough before the fucking blast hit you.
Yeah. I guess best faith interpretation would be they killed themselves before the bombs dropped. Because they're a bunch of panicky people like that weird news guy who was like, well, I can't do my job if I don't know there's going to be a world next week. You know?
Reporting for duty.
Maybe they heard it on the news. Maybe they had the
That all you
TV
got?
on and they were
Because
like saying.
If we ignore the lore break of the nukes dropping at fucking 3 p.m. on the West Coast,
Okay, enough.
if they heard the news report that they're dropping on the East Coast, that still wouldn't make sense. Why are they having breakfast at fucking 6:47 a.m. on a Saturday? The entire family.
Yeah, it's a bit odd. Maybe they're just really early morning people, okay? Like everyone on the West Coast, apparently.
So early in the morning, it's 3 p.m. when the bombs are dropping. Vault-Tec poison, really?
Come on. Why is it Vault-Tec poison? Why can't it just be fucking poison?
Vault-Tec wasn't in control of literally everything. Like, I guess we got that scene in the preview. It's like, Vault-Tec owns half of everything. Fucking how? Why? What, does Nuka-Cola own the other half of everything?
You're fired.
And we're just right back to the fucking oldies again.
They barely spent time on that moment. Why even have it there aside from literally showing storytelling skeletons?
Yeah. I don't know. She seems way too comfortable
Yeah.
out here. I feel like her reaction should be a little bit more like, oh, fuck, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
The fact that she's just comfortable, it kind of contradicts the whole thing of like, why bother showing the skeleton thing if you're just gonna have her be like, you know what, it's actually pretty nice out here. It's like, what was the point of the fucking skeletons then? If it didn't affect her at all, why even show it?
Yeah. I feel like she should be a lot more like scared and nervous about how screwed up everything is. It's like, yeah, sure, they're 200-year-old skeletons, but like, even then, you're out, you've lived your entire life in a vault, and this is your first time outside, and everything is fucked and destroyed, everything is in ruins, you're finding literal corpses. I don't know, man. This seems like a fucking cozy camping trip so far.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not just 200-year-old skeletons. It's 200-year-old corpses in a place where she knows people exist,
Yeah.
and they have not been buried.
Yeah.
They've been left here for 200 years. People have likely seen them and done nothing.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like that should probably tell you, oh, this is not, like, this place up here is not okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Before the war, people joked about cockroaches surviving a nuclear blast, but they didn't really survive. They improved. No better than that fire. Listen, you need to go home, miss. Vault dwellers are an endangered species here. You come from a world of rules, of laws. This place is indifferent. I do not think you would be willing to do what it takes to survive.
Yeah.
Question is, will you still want the same things when you have become a different animal altogether?
Oh my god, you can see the thing in his neck.
Oh my god, I was about to say that actually was a somewhat decent scene. Considering he's not actually a wastelander, it actually makes sense that he would kind of have this view of the wasteland.
Yeah.
And would like warn her to go back. Didn't actually find the Rad Roach scene as cringy as it was in the trailer. And the music was actually kind of good for a second there, and then they fucked it up by being like, oh, you could plainly see the blinking light in his neck. Like, come on, did we really have to do that?
Yeah. I don't completely hate this scene. I feel like they could have done some better dialogue for it, but it's not.
Oh yeah, the dialogue could have been better.
But it's not completely terrible. Like in an alternate universe where the show is simply just mid, it's like, yeah, that's a solid, 5 out of 10. It'd be like, yeah, that just fits in with everything else. But so far, this is the best theme just by, like, it's a winner by default.
Yeah, so far this is the best scene we've had in here. Oh my god. All the things you could have asked. I just don't like that they went with cringe dialogue. They could have literally had him ask anything like I've never been... Yeah, just like, I've never been out here before. Is there anything I should be aware of?
Yeah.
And then have him maybe give him like an ominous warning or something, like even as like you could still keep him as like a dickhead, and just have him be like, some vague warning about something just to scare him.
Yeah. But instead we get one of the most inane questions ever. Did you choose that lining because it's better for your ability?
Yeah, and then he just rips it off. He's like, clean it! Like, for fuck's sake, you could have done anything here, and... Like, I literally came up with something better, like, on the spot, as soon as I saw it. Like, instantly, I was like, yeah, you could have just asked him, like, I've never been out on one of these patrols. Is there anything I should be worried about? And just have him say something like, I hear the bears are pretty big out here. I better watch that. Something, literally anything could have been better.
Yeah.
And we got this. And it's like, come on, the dialogue is so shit. What the fuck? Oh, fuck off.
Set us down, I want to shoot something?
What is this, dude? Oh my god. This is so shit.
I feel like by the time you reach night, the Brotherhood would have, like, trained that kind of mentality out of you, or you would have been like, okay, we can't have you as a knight if you just impulsively want to shoot them.
Yeah, no, they would have... Well, remember... God, I have to reference New Vegas. This sort of thing only happened with trainees. Remember with the Brotherhood, you had the Stanton and, what's her name, the blonde-haired girl. They snuck out to go shoot Radcliffe. They were trainees.
Yeah.
They were not knights. And then the only time you actually see the Brotherhood, like, actually do something where they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna, like, like, we want to shoot something because we're angry, was when they felt that Veronica had completely betrayed the Brotherhood and was a traitor and was trying to either leave the Brotherhood or change it too much, like completely, like bring in outsiders, change everything about it. And it's only at the end of that quest that, because like they have some confrontations where they're like, they give her some warnings, they're pushing too hard, and then at the very end of that is when they finally pull out their guns and they're like, we're gonna fucking kill you. Which you can talk them down out of.
Yeah.
And then here it's literally just, mission? Me want shoot. Put down bird. Me shoot something. Like,
oh my god, they
hell.
turned him into a super mutant.
Literally.
But also it's the fact that I don't believe a Brotherhood Knight would just want to waste ammo shooting random things because he just has the urge to shoot,
Yeah.
Especially given that, like, yeah, this is a post-apocalypse. I don't care how well outfitted the Brotherhood is. You're not going to just want to waste ammo pointlessly. We even see this in Fallout 3 with that one initiate that gets killed by the behemoth when you're going after GNR. She shoots bullets into the air and Sarah Lyons is like, hey, don't waste ammo.
Yeah, they reprimand her for it.
know what? I'm kind of glad they didn't do the just jump from any height thing here with the power armor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm surprised they had the restraint
Yeah.
to actually have him lowered down rather than have him do like a superhero landing.
Yeah. It is weird though that he strapped Buddy to his chest though.
Yeah, that was weird. Also, I know it's in a bag, but from that height, man, if he had like optics on that gun, they are probably broken. Like if he had a scope or a reflex sight or something, they are probably either bent or broken.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
sit
I don't
down
know.
on this barrel of nuclear waste.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit on a barrel of nuclear waste next to a fucking cave. I don't know, man. I feel like if I had like even a remote knowledge of the wasteland, probably wouldn't sit somewhere where fucking animals could take shelter.
I'd be hesitant to sit down next to a random cave in the real world, let alone in a post-nuclear apocalypse full of mutants like Yao Guai and fucking Death Flies.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Yao Guai is aside because we know that that's what's gonna pop up. It's like there's a million other things that could be out there. Like that could be a cave full of rad scorpions, mole rats. There could be
Creatures we've
death
never
claws
seen
living.
before.
Yeah, there could be fucking death claws in there. There could be fucking like mutated wolves. There could be all kinds of things in there. Like, why would you sit near a fucking cave in the wasteland?
Yeah.
No, you're just noticing that now. Wow, you really are a special kind of stupid. God, why does he move around so much? It looks so fake. It just doesn't look good.
Yeah, it almost feels like they're over-emphasizing how much he moves.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks
Very exaggerated movements that just doesn't look right.
Also, I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna keep saying it. I fucking hate that gun so much.
Yeah, I can't believe they brought that back. Like, the one thing everyone agreed with, like, even people who like Fallout 4 agreed that the assault rifle looked fucking shit in that game, and they brought it back. Why? Seriously, you could have just given them, like, a classic M60, and it would still fit perfectly within the lore of the game, like, the style, and it would make sense for a big-ass fucking power armor guy to be wielding a fucking M60.
Dude. The amount of absurd and insane coincidence for Brotherhood guy to be just like, I feel like shooting something, set us down here. And he just so happens to be like fucking 20 meters away from the Enclave scientist, dude. Come on.
Yeah, they're right next to the fucking place where he's eating, and then they walk to the exact spot where he was and was attacked by a fucking... Well, we don't know if he was attacked, but where the fucking Yao Guai is, basically here to save him, like, oh.
Yeah, they... God. Just to make it clear, the USA is a very, very big place, and when you have one guy traveling across the wasteland, and you have a Brotherhood guy looking for that guy in the vast empty space that is the wasteland, the chances of them randomly bumping into each other, again, completely at random, because they were going somewhere else. They dropped off way sooner than they should have. And it's just astronomical.
Yeah, there's like no... They're not following a breadcrumb trail of like evidence or something, like nothing. It's literally just, I want to stop here to shoot something, and it just happens to be on the exact spot of the guy that they're looking for, and it's like, fucking how?
Yeah.
There was nothing that even led them here. They just happened to be here.
But remember, they nailed it.
Oh my god.
They were here, a man and a dog. The target.
How do you know?
Yeah, how do you know? How do you know it's not just a guy with a dog? What makes him the target?
Especially since a guy and a dog is pretty much the entire franchise at this point.
Yeah.
You had a dog in Fallout 1. You get a dog in Fallout 2 in a... Is it a random encounter? Like an Easter egg where you get dog meat? But Fallout 3, man and a dog, it literally, like, the end screen is your character and a dog walking down the road. Fallout 4, you're practically joined at the hip with the fucking dog.
Dogs are shown to be a prevalent part of Fallout. They're everywhere. People have them all the time. They're not rare.
Yeah.
So for it to be like, oh yeah, there was a guy and a dog here, they ate. This must be the target. Fucking how do you ever possibly come to that conclusion? Like, the only thing that could possibly give it away is maybe the fact that it's a science coat. But did they even know he was wearing a science coat? I thought they just had, like, the face.
Yeah,
That's it.
They had the face. Also the fact that, like, lab coats as well are not, like, rare in this universe. There's people in every game who wear lab coats. Yeah, they're not the most common article of clothing, but they're common enough apparently for every scientist that needs one to have one.
Clothing also is just not a good, like, indicator of who you're looking for.
Yeah.
Especially in a search that could take months, because they can change their outfit, especially if they know that they're being followed or pursued. They likely wouldn't keep the same exact outfit that they likely were profiled with.
I have another problem.
What?
Our Enclave scientist guy already ran into Lucy too. So essentially, this guy crossed both main characters' paths within like 15 minutes of each other. Not in world time, but in episode time. That is some insane coincidence there.
Mm-hmm. Fuck.
I thought
you said you wanted to shoot something. Yeah, you should be happy. You should be thrilled. You should be like, oh, fuck yeah. Something to kill.
Why was the outside so blurry there?
I wasn't looking at the outside. I must have missed that.
Why is it so blurry above him?
Whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, especially where the power armor guy is. It's doing the fisheye lens thing. What the fuck?
That's kind of what I was referring to. That looks really weird.
Yeah, why is it doing that? What? This isn't even like a fisheye angle. Like, everything else looks normal. It's only the background.
Not only is it only the background, it's that specific area of background.
Yeah. What? Why?
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, I'm curious what the explanation behind that is. Like,
it probably
like
isn't
what
one.
in. No, I meant like what in production caused that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, I don't even know how you would manage to get that effect. In fact, it doesn't even look like the same background as the one where the Squire is. It almost looks like a different forest.
Yeah.
Like, even the sky looks different. Look at that.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why is there like two separate... Did they literally just Google images of backgrounds and they're like, I'll put one here and then put one here, and they didn't even care that one of them was warped?
I don't know, maybe.
Like, how else do you even explain that?
I don't
like,
know.
I know it's a small thing, but it's just so weird.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like, but why though?
Yeah. It's worse when you see more of it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Because that was only a small portion of it. We see a lot more. What the fuck?
What is happening?
Recovery subject confirmed.
Yeah, there's some weird effect going on there, and I don't know what it is. This isn't just, like, slightly out of focus background. This is fucking weird.
The enemy's here!
Yeah. You could, like, see the sphere shape in the tree, like, where the fisheye lens is, basically.
Yeah, because everything is curving in that direction.
What the fuck? I don't know what that is. I don't know why they have that there. That is so weird.
Yeah.
Try using Fulton recovery on him.
Why are you not going? You have fucking power armor and a gun. A big one.
I'm pretty sure they don't just send people in to die horribly when they know there's something extremely dangerous in there. Like, I wouldn't necessarily call power armor soldiers, like, frontline soldiers, but they wouldn't just send, like, inexperienced kid guy to go die.
Especially a squire. He's a squire. He's not even a foot soldier.
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that? In any other game, they would have been like, stay here. I'll go check. Like, that's just what any other knight would have done. Here, he's like, you, unarmored person with a pistol, go in there and check it out. Like, one, it's full of radiation by the looks of it. He's not in a fucking hermetically sealed fucking suit that's supposed to keep out radiation. Like you are, you fucking idiot. You know there's a bear in here. Probably gonna eat him.
Maybe that's what he wants.
That's the only thing I can like figure is that he wants him to die. But then it's like, but why?
Because I hate this kid randomly too. They didn't beat him up enough in the previous episode. They should have killed him.
There has to be a reason why everyone hates this kid. Like, there has to be something to, like, his story or something, like when they found him or something that just... Everyone hates him.
I knew you could do it. Piece of cake.
Like, there has to be something. It can't literally just be everyone hates him because the universe has just willed it that this person will forever be hated by everyone.
Lord, I don't have armor.
You are in the suit through acts of bravery. This is an act of bravery.
Oh, fuck off.
That's retarded. That's literally, like... That's just suicide.
There's difference between bravery and suicide.
Yeah, this is just insane. No, an act of bravery is if, like, you go in there and you get attacked by the fucking bear, and then, like, as you're wrestling with it, he jumps on its head and stabs it in the eye or something to get it off of you. That's an act of bravery.
Yeah.
Just sending him into the room to die is just straight up suicide. This is stupid.
Hey, there's 40 turrets in there on a hair trigger the second someone steps through that door, they're gonna blow them away. You go first. But you have armor, I don't. You get the armor through acts of bravery. It's brave to go into the suicide room.
Yeah, what the fuck? What is
It's an
this?
act of
like, I genuinely can't tell if this is supposed to be like a genuine thing that the Brotherhood believes because they've changed the Brotherhood so much, or if this guy is actually just like an evil piece of shit who wants this kid to die because he doesn't want to be strapped to him for some reason.
What's the problem, dipshit?
Come on.
Come on. This is stupid. Oh my god, is he gonna turn around and be like, there's nothing here? And then he gets like grabbed from the side, like, you know, like it runs in from the side and grabs him. Is it literally gonna be the fucking, like,
I hope they don't.
it's the most cliche fucking shot that has ever existed in any fucking like film like this where that happens, because that's always the shot they go with every time.
It genuinely feels like the show wants you to hate this character because everyone else seems to. He gets beaten up, he's stuck on the train duty, he throws his little temper tantrum shit fits. They immediately assume he's the one who horribly injured his only friend. And now that he's, you know, he's gotten a rank up, he's got the promotion, this guy's just constantly treating him like shit. Hey, go into this death trap. What's the matter, dipshit? Like, that just doesn't sound like the Brotherhood at all.
No.
Fucking, like... God. I hate it so much.
Yeah, this is fucking weird, man.
Oh, come on.
I don't know, man. Something about the voice filter makes that scene way funnier than it should be. Oh, fuck! Oh, fuck! In this, like, really low, almost like Darth Vader voice. Like, what the fuck? It feels like a parody.
Yeah, this is almost what I would imagine, like, a Robot Chicken parody of Star Wars to be, where, you know, Vader is on a planet and a bear attacks him, swipes his lightsaber, just picks him up and starts throttling him. Just imagine the bear doing that to Darth Vader and Vader going, "Oh fuck! Oh fuck!" I can
Yeah.
see the Robot Chicken skit in my head of that.
Yeah, I can too. This feels like a parody, man. Oh my god.
How would he have not heard this thing coming up behind him?
Yeah.
You know, also just a slow turnaround thing when Maximus is like, oh, you know? Like he clearly looks scared of something behind him. Like, it is usually really easy to tell when someone is looking at you or when they're looking at something slightly behind you and to the side.
Yeah, and the thing that always bothered me was, like, there are times where it's okay to do the slow turnaround, where when the person that you're looking at is looking in such a way that it's like there's something behind you, but it's not immediately a threat. You know, like in some movies, and they'll kind of do like the slow turn, like, what the fuck, you know, and then they'll like look at like a guy trying to steal something or whatever, and the guy like freezes, like, oh shit, you know, that sort of thing is fine. But when it's something where it's like, oh, you know, it's extremely dangerous, we could be killed in here, and then the person looking behind it, like, who's looking at you and can see behind you, is clearly like, oh shit, there's something behind you. The slow turnaround thing is so dumb.
Yeah, it is.
It's like they should immediately be whipping around as fast as they can to try and shoot it, and like maybe during the turn, if you know, if the bear were to like swipe the gun out of his hand or something, like as he was turning, because it was so fast. Like, okay, I can understand that, but it's like it's just dumb. Just don't do the slow turnaround thing when it doesn't call for it.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Why are you just saying holy shit? Why are you just standing there not doing anything? Like, it's backing up, it's giving you, like, literally you have all the time in the world to just tackle this thing, pick up your gun, shoot, literally anything, and you're just standing there going, holy shit, oh shit, dude, oh fuck.
Is this someone in the armor who isn't supposed to be in the armor? Because that's the only
That's what it feels like. Yeah, this...
I don't imagine a Brotherhood Knight losing their shit going, oh fuck, holy shit, just because they're encountering a Yao Guai.
Yeah, I don't either. This... God, I don't know. I don't know if that would make the scene any better, because that would also be really stupid if it turns out it's literally like a trainee.
What if it's his fucking retarded friend?
Oh my god. Well, then why would she be sending him to his fucking death?
Yeah, good point.
I don't know, man. This is so weird. I don't know. It might genuinely just be like, this is just a retarded fucking knight. Like,
but he shouldn't have got that far if he's this fucking lame.
I know he shouldn't, but maybe all the knights are like this. Maybe this is all of them.
Oh my god. The Brotherhood have been drinking the water with the lead in it.
Either they're all retarded, or maybe they have this special needs program where they let the retarded ones get night rankings too, and they put them on like the bullshit missions that don't actually.